you feel like you're slowly losing the man you love? Maybe he's become distant. The conversations ain't the same. The affection has faded. And no matter how hard you try, nothing seems to change. If you're terrified your relationship is slipping away, don't give up just yet. In this video, I'm going to show you why most people unknowingly make things worse and what you can start doing today that gives your relationship the best chance of turning things around. I'm Steve Boylan. I'm a relationship therapist specializing in cognitive behavioral therapy, and for over the past 16 years I've helped thousands of people rebuild struggling relationships. One of the biggest myths about relationships is that talking more will fix them. But after helping thousands of people, I've discovered something very different. Relationships don't change because people have one amazing conversation. They change because people consistently take different actions. That's why I always say actions speak louder than words. Why relationships feel stuck. Most relationships don't suddenly fall apart overnight. They slowly drift apart. One person feels unheard. The other feels criticized. One starts to withdraw. The other starts trying harder. The harder one person tries, the further away the other seems to move. Eventually, you're no longer solving problems. You're simply repeating the same painful patterns over and over again. Sound familiar? That's because patterns don't change on their own. People change patterns. One action you can take today. So here's something I'd like you to do today. Take out a piece of paper. Draw a line down the middle. On one side, write things I can control. On the other side, write things I can't control. Under things I can't control, write things like my partner's thoughts, my partner's feelings, my partner's choices, my partner's behavior. Now, under things I can control, write my attitude, my communication, my reactions, my patience, and my consistency. And finally, my actions. Then, every time you catch yourself thinking, why won't he change? Stop, look at your list and ask yourself, what actions can I take today that moves my relationship in the direction I want it to go? Because that's where your influence begins. What CBT teaches us. One of the core principles of cognitive behavioral therapy is that it's not simply what happens to us that shapes our relationships. It's how we think about what happens, how those thoughts make us feel, and how those feelings influence our behavior. Imagine your partner comes home from work and barely speaks. You might immediately think he doesn't love me anymore. That thought creates anxiety or even sadness or even anger. Those feelings then affect your behavior. Maybe you become more critical. Maybe you ask lots of questions. Maybe you withdraw. And your partner reacts to your behavior, which reinforces the original belief. And before you know it, you're trapped in a cycle. Not because either of you intended to hurt the other, but because your behavior keeps feeding the same pattern. So, will changing your own behavior guarantee your relationship will survive? The answer is obviously no. Nobody can honestly promise you that, but I can promise you this. When you stop trying to control another person and you start focusing on becoming the best version of yourself, you'll stop repeating the same painful patterns. You'll communicate differently. You'll behave differently. And you'll give your relationship the very best opportunity to change. Because relationships don't change when intentions change. They change when actions change. If you're serious about transforming your relationship, I've created a free digital guide called Actions Speak Louder Than Words. Inside, I'll show you simple, practical actions you can start taking today to strengthen your relationship using the same CBT principles I've taught my clients for over 16 years. Simply comment action and I'll send you your free copy. And if you want more videos that can help you to transform your relationship by changing the one person you can truly control, make sure you subscribe. And remember, actions speak louder than words.